So in this journey, my spiritual journey with God, I have experienced a host of different responses from people. On comments on my videos, 99% of the comments have been just love and support, which is awesome. 1% of the comments have been kind of trying to say that I have to follow rules and I have to do this and I have to do that, and I'm just not really into that. But I understand why they're saying it, because some people are orthodox, etc., etc. But the other end of the spectrum here is outside of YouTube comments of my videos, when I talk to people outside of YouTube about about my journey, about becoming a Christian and accepting Jesus as my Lord and Savior. I have received a lot of hate. A lot of hate. And I just don't understand why. So that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. I've been thinking about it a lot, and I understand, things like the past with like crusades and all the violence that happened in the past, or maybe with the church and some of the scandals that happened in the church. Totally get that. And to be honest, that's kind of been a theme when I talk to people about my faith. Most people revert immediately to the church, and I'll get comments saying like, it's a cult, it's this, it's that, it's controlling. And I understand where they're coming from. I totally get it. When I went to temple when I was younger, I felt the same way. I felt like it was controlling. I felt like God was very intimidating. So I understand those standpoints. But some of the things that people say, I just can't get behind. I just don't understand it. So I've gotten people just straight up making fun of me. I've gotten people making fun of God, making fun of Jesus. I've had people say hateful or violent things towards me that don't even know me. And it I just can't understand it. I can't understand where the hate is coming from, especially from someone that they don't even know who I am. They don't even know anything about me. All they knew was that I am now a man of faith and talking about Christianity. But besides that, they don't know anything about me. So I've been thinking about it a lot, and I understand a lot of people have been saying like, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be trials and tribulations. There's going to be hardships. There's going to be conflicts. There's going to be, I don't know, all that stuff. Well, I've been reading the Bible, not as much as I would like to, because I just don't have time. 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. But today I opened it up, and first of all, I know everybody was recommending start with John, start with Matthew, start with Palms, start with all this stuff. I just wanted to just start the Bible where it was. And you're right, it takes a little bit to get into it, because I've already read that kind of part. So today I did open up John. And I want you to remember that this is what I'm thinking about, that I'm thinking about the hate towards Christians and wondering why everybody hates them. One of the first lines in John is, "In him there was life, and life was the light of men. And the light shined through the darkness, and the darkness could not comprehend." I just think it's amazing that, you know, when you start thinking about certain things, Jesus gives you the answers. And for me, that was a big deal, because it's like, what, the third line when that says, it starts saying that in John, and it meant a lot to me, because explaining your faith to someone that just has pure hate in their heart is almost impossible. It's you know, or at least I think it is. I mean, like, I'm sure that, like, people can get through to other people in certain ways, but it doesn't matter how good of a talker you are. It doesn't matter how you explain yourself. If people hate something and they've already made their mind up about it, it's hard to get them to see anything the way that you're talking about. And the way that the line reads in saying that the darkness cannot comprehend, it speaks to me, because it just explains that, you know, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not saying it wrong, explaining it wrong. You're not in the wrong for believing what you're believing in. You are the light in the darkness, and they just can't understand you. They can't understand it. And that's okay. That is okay. My thoughts are all over the place with this one. But going back to what I was saying before about how I can understand the whole thing in the past with the Crusades. I can understand the whole priest thing. I can understand the rules of, like, Orthodox Catholics or whatever. Don't take me wrong, I'm not saying anything bad about those people, but I can understand why some people have a negative viewpoint on that aspect of it. Which is why I said I'm not into the whole religion aspect, although the church that I did go to was very nice and it wasn't pushy at all. I'm more into just having faith. I'm not into the whole rules thing. I don't want someone telling me how I should have faith, or how, you know, telling me what to do on these things. I just want to have a relationship with God, and I want to be the best person I could possibly be. But it's hard for a lot of people. You know, like my girlfriend has been showing a lot of interest. She even looked into churches. She said that she's willing to come with me to the church that I went to. And I was trying to explain to her, you know, that's great that you're looking into churches, but I'm more interested in you being able to find a way to connect with God in some way. And that doesn't have to do with the church. And what I thought was pretty cool, it's kind of like off topic, but what I thought was pretty cool is that I told her that I connect with God in nature. And I can see, and when with my dog. I don't know if being with a dog kind of like sparks something, because they are just, you know, the best part of men, in my opinion. But she said, and I told her, I was like, you know, just give it a shot. Like, go into nature and ask him to reveal himself and look for signs. And her response is that she said this the other day when we were coming back from King Richard's Fair. And she said, I connect spiritually when I listen to music. And I thought that was great. I was like, that's awesome. You know, next time you listen to music, you know, try to ask questions, try to talk to him, try to feel connected. Because everybody has their own way. But this whole thing of people hating Christians just for being Christian, I just don't understand. And I've been asking Jesus, I've been asking him, like, not only have I been praying for the strength to have the understanding and the patience of these people, but to still stay positive and to still give me the strength to stay positive and to stay loving and etc. And I've been struggling. I've been really struggling. And that verse in John helped me this morning. I mean, like, that's why I'm talking about it right now. The darkness will not comprehend. And it kind of gives me a little bit of help understanding when people hate on something, they might not understand it. A lot of hate comes from misunderstanding. A lot of hate comes from not understanding what somebody's going through. And unfortunately, we are in the type of society, type of world, however you want to label it, where people don't want to give you a shot. They don't want to hear you out. They don't want to listen to what you're saying. Most people that are hateful don't want to hear anything. They are in their emotions and they just want to rage. They just want to rage. And they have this thought or this opinion or feeling in their head, and no matter what anybody says, they're just going to rage about it. Which shows me, again, that they cannot comprehend. They cannot understand. And it's sad. It makes me sad about the state of this world right now. And you even hear politicians. You hear politicians, like I heard Hillary Clinton the other day talking about the rise of Christian nationalists and how they're a threat to democracy. How am I a threat to democracy because I love Jesus? How am I a threat? What am I doing as someone who is a man of faith and loves Jesus and is thankful for the support of not only him, but fellow Christians who have only shown me love and respect? How am I a threat? What? I don't understand why the news right now, not to get too political or anything, but it's super frustrating because you in Sudan and Nigeria and all these places, they're literally killing Christians by the thousands. And the news doesn't want to show you this. The only way that you find this out is like X and other platforms, but they're killing in the thousands. People have this hatred. And it's sickening. So I'm finding ways to try to have understanding of these people that are just showing hatred. I'm praying for the strength to be able to get through and not hate them back, to be a good example and to forgive people for their hatred, and just know that they can't comprehend it. They can't understand it. And I'm going to forgive them for that and continue to try to explain my stance on it and my love, and hopefully they can understand. This was a long rant. I know it, again, I'm just keeping it raw with you guys. I'm just I had this thought. I wanted to talk about it. I'm out here. It was not planned on what to say and how to say it. I want to thank everybody for the enormous amount of support on this channel. I really appreciate all of the love and kind words that you guys have given. I know that, I know there's a lot of comments. I read all the comments. If I missed your comment, I'm sorry, but I read all of them. I try to give a thumbs up and a heart. I can't respond to everyone because I'm so busy. I work several jobs. But I love you guys. Thank you so much. God bless to everybody that's been supporting the channel and supporting me, giving comments, and I would love to hear your comments about what I just said. Put them down below and let's have a discussion. But I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday. I hope it's just as beautiful out there as it is here. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Oh, good job. Good job.